My professional practice consists of quite a few different things. I design and make contemporary jewellery, which I run my practice from home, so I work from home at the moment. Just started as an artist in residence here at the university, which I'm really enjoying. So teaching on the MA, a small teaching input as part of the residency. I also teach evening classes, so I teach adults silver and jewellery techniques, so beginners really, which I do twice a week, which is also very enjoyable, gives me good teaching practice. And I also work part-time in a school as a learning support assistant, so I see the other side of teaching, where I'm in the classroom supporting the students. My current work is inspired by memory and the relationship between people, memory and objects, and how we place emphasis on the value of permanence within the objects, so specifically the sentimental and emotional attachments to the permanence and longevity of objects around us.
Could you please explain a little bit about what your process has been for establishing a market and profile for your work nationally and internationally?
Well, since completing my MA, I've been quite proactive in trying to exhibit as widely as possible.
Yeah.
I mean, my first big exhibition was the Contemporary Craft Fair in Devon, and that really kick-started my career. That was probably about 9 months after my MA, and previous to that I was just trying to I got some contacts through the MA exhibition, and then just picked up on those and just saw all of them as opportunities to get my work out. So sometimes I do need to kind of say no to things though, because I find that you have kind of too much on.
So to be selective, perhaps on...
Be more selective, definitely. Do your research on the galleries that you're going to, send your work to make sure that it's right for your work as well. And in terms of internationally, I've been trying to, through the exhibitions that I've done, I've then kind of picked up on exhibitions from that, and it's kind of been a bit of a continuing thing, so a knock-on effect from exhibiting. Also contacts from the MA as well, and that's where it's quite important for me, networking and seeing those opportunities and making contacts with people and keeping in touch with people as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Because when I had my work at Collect last year, that was through someone that I'd met on the MA here as well, so all those things can contribute to the, your future.
Well, that kind of leads on to my next question. How did your MA experience contribute to the establishment of your creative professional practice?
Apart from kick-starting it, the main thing I think really is it's helped me to completely focus my ideas. Everything was kind of in here somewhere, I just needed to facilitate it and to get it out in the right way. In terms of contacts and things like that, obviously I've said that I've met people that have then allowed me to, or given me opportunities to exhibit my work and things that I might not have done before. The MA has helped me to set goals for the future as well. In terms of doing a PhD, that was something that I would have never considered or even thought that I was capable of doing until doing the MA. But in terms of I think just focusing my not just personal goals but career goals as well, and it's really helped me to do that, which was really important for me in terms of creating and developing my work as well. After leaving the MA, I knew that I obviously wanted to continue developing my work, and that was really important for me. But also that because sales of my work weren't necessarily the driving force. I needed to find something to subsidise my practice as well and my living. So, and teaching was something that I wanted to get into, but I wasn't sure where I wanted to teach, what level, what age, that kind of thing. So really, for me to kind of start discounting things, I knew that I needed to just get out there and try it. Mm-hmm. So I applied for the job as a learning support assistant in the school, which I got, and at that point I thought I wanted to go into teaching secondary school level. Mm-hmm. So I thought, well, the best way for me to kind of get an idea of what goes on and what's expected is to just be in the classroom. Mm-hmm. So I've been doing that. I'm still doing that now, although I'm only there a couple of days a week now, and that's something that I will eventually phase out. I also teach adults. So it's with the local community adult learning service. So that's evening classes in silver and jewellery. It's all kind of helping with my future career, and it's really, really affirmed that, especially being here as well, doing the residency, that this is, or somewhere like this is where I would eventually like to teach.
What do you aim to achieve within your creative practice in the next 5 years?
Studying for a PhD seems to be a big thing. And I think developing more of an international presence as well, because that's something that I haven't really got much of at the moment, I don't think.
Do you have sort of a step-by-step plan or set of goals in place to help you achieve some of these things you want to do?
It's something that I'm working on now, actually, because I'm in the process of doing the proposal. That's forcing me to actually think of those things as well. So they're kind of in here, but not on paper yet. But I know just over the last 2 years, just from the teaching experience that I've had, in the different areas, the different levels, the different age groups, I know that lecturing and the research is the important thing for me to focus on, and also taking part in kind of more community-led projects and things like that. So maybe things that I might apply for to do with, I know craft space do things like that as well, and now I've got the experience of doing that, it's something that I will be more confident applying for.
What do you think have been the biggest challenges in your practice to date?
I think for me it's been trying to balance work commitments with developing new work, because I've been, with focusing on trying to exhibit as widely as possible, it's not really allowed me much time to make, plus I'm trying to kind of develop my teaching career as well, so got quite a few things on at the moment, but yeah, I'm starting to really kind of narrow down the important aspects of that and which bits I want to focus on in the future, so that's probably the most difficult thing.
Yeah. Have you had to compromise any aspects of your work, for example, to appeal to a particular market or to make your work more sellable?
I wouldn't say that I've had to compromise, but I would definitely say that I've learnt to wear a different hat for maybe if I'm making work for a selling exhibition, as opposed to making work for myself or making work for maybe a particular exhibition that isn't necessarily driven by sales. I mean, the sales of my work aren't what drive it, but if I sell it, it's great. And doing kind of going back to trying to balance the kind of teaching and other work commitments with making, I would rather be making money from that than doing something else that I wouldn't want to be doing. So yeah, it's just trying to find the balance, I think. But I would definitely say that I now can see the kind of difference between making work that develops in practice and that furthers my knowledge of the discipline, as opposed to pieces that I make to sell. So if I'm making a commission for somebody, you kind of have to think slightly differently, but it's not necessarily a compromise. And it's all good exposure as well.
Have you any words for somebody wanting, sort of words of advice for someone wanting to follow a similar career path?
Be persistent. Be prepared to put in the hours. Do your research in terms of where you exhibit as well, so that you're not taking on too much and you're kind of quite selective in what you do. But I think, having said that, at the same time, when you first start out, it's good to kind of just be seen as well, and open yourself up to opportunities, network as well, and see everything as an opportunity, really. Kind of, see the opportunities in things that people offer you, or be proactive in terms of seeking out opportunities as well.